If you've got a side hustle, there's a very important but often misunderstood tax allowance that you could use straight away to start saving tax. And it's known as the trading allowance, which means the first £1,000 of your income is going to be tax-free. But it also can work quite well where your income is over £1,000, but perhaps your expenses are under £1,000. So I'll explain how it works. The trading allowance is almost like £1,000 of expenses. So if you imagine, if you had £1,000 of income, it would then say, okay, well, you've basically got £1,000 of expenses. So your profit's zero. There's no tax on it. And if it's below £1,000, your expenses are effectively going to outweigh your income, so there's no tax. So that's how it works. So the reason it can work quite well when you go over £1,000 is, let's say you're just doing a bit of freelance copywriting, for example. Maybe you earned £2,000 that year. You've probably not got many expenses. There will be some. You might have some working at home allowances and things like that to go off of your tax bill. But it's not going to reduce your profits massively, and you're going to pay tax on it. Where the trading allowance is useful is you can replace all of your expenses. You can say, I'm not going to claim my expenses, but I'm going to replace it with this flat £1,000. So your £2,000 worth of income just instantly becomes £1,000 of profit. So you're only going to be taxed on £1,000, whereas previously you might have had 2,000. Let's just say you scrambled around for £500 of expenses. You'd have been taxed on 1,500 quid profit and paid more tax. So it's quite useful in the right scenario. You don't tend to use it though once you get expenses over £1,000, because obviously you'd be losing out because it's capped. It never goes above 1,000. Now, while I'm here, I also want to mention you might see, if you're looking up this trading allowance, that there's talk of the trading allowance increasing to £3,000, but it's being misreported. At the time of recording this video, what's happening is they're talking about the fact that you don't have to report on a tax return side hustle income up to £3,000. That's different from being tax-free. So they still want to tax you on anything over £1,000. It's just they don't want you to do a tax return. HM Revenue Customs are currently trialling a new digital reporting system, yet another one that's meant to replace the need to do a tax return, and you'll just be able to tell them about that extra bit of income. But more news on that as it happens.